Hey guys, Chrisspy here, and welcome to my Pennywise Halloween makeup tutorial. Today's video is a collaboration with one of my favorite brands, Urban Decay, so we're going to be using all Urban Decay products to create this look. Before we get started, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and let's get started. So I started out by applying the D-Slick Complexion Primer, but I accidentally went a little bit out of order, which you guys will see in a second, but I'm just putting this all over the face to prep for the foundation. For my foundation, I'm using the All Nighter foundation, and this is in the lightest shade. This is in 0.5, and you can just see how pigmented and smooth this is right out the gate. So I'm using a brush to apply it, and then all of a sudden I realized that I forgot to stick down my brows. So we're gonna take a time out, we'll come back to that, and we're gonna stick down the brows. To do this, we're gonna use a glue stick, and first what I like to do is actually go back and forth so that the glue really gets in between all those hairs and covers all sides. Next, you're going to want to take a spoolie and you comb them in the direction that they grow so that they lay as flat on your skin as possible. And the glue is sticky, so you really have to work to get them super flat to the skin. I do this a couple times until it's super stuck on there, and then I go over it again with the glue one more time. And then I go over it with a translucent powder, but you want to make sure that you don't rush this part because it's important. So next we're going to use this Naked Skin color corrector in Deep Peach, and this is going to help cover the brows underneath the foundation and make sure that they're not showing blue or green under the foundation. In the past, I've also used an orange eyeshadow for this step, and that worked just as nice. So I go over it one more time with the translucent powder, and then we go back in with our foundation and the eyebrows just disappear. So for the eyebrows, we're using this liquid liner. This is the Perversion Waterproof Fine Point Eyeliner, and I'm actually starting below where my natural brows start, and then I'm going up over the arch. And initially I kept them pretty thin, but later on I went in and thickened them, as you guys will see. So for the eyes, we're going to be using the Naked Ultimate Basics palette, and it's important to use a matte because we laid down our brows right there, and if we were to use a shimmer, it would just highlight all that texture, and that's what we're trying to hide. So I'm taking that first shade and I'm just shading the brow bone. Next I went in with this deeper shade, and I really went in the crease of the eye and deepened it, and this is creating a lot of depth and cool smokiness. Next, I took this eyeshadow called Relish, and this is a matte red shade, and I dusted it really lightly up on the brow bone. And actually, when I was filming this, I was frustrated because it wasn't very smooth to my eye, but it ended up working out, and you kind of have to expect that with the brows, how they're covered. Next, we're going to take the same shade that we used in the crease, and I'm just going to pack this on the lid so that it's nice and dark. Next, we're going to take this matte black shade and we're going to put it in the crease, and I'm putting it all over the crease and blending it up. And I wanted the eyes to be super dark and spooky and scary and creepy for this look, because this is for sure the creepiest Halloween look that I've ever done. I discovered this really awesome blush from Urban Decay called Bang, and I'm also just sweeping this over the upper crease area so that it really fades into that nice bright red. For the waterline, I needed a really dark pencil, so I'm using the Perversion 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Matte Blackest Black, and it's really important that you smudge it in and make sure that there's no flesh showing. And then I had to do a wing, so I went in with the Perversion Waterproof Fine Point Eye Pen, and it was nice because I could get that line nice and skinny for the wing and for the inner corner of the eye. So before I shaded the face, I wanted a general idea of where the lines for Pennywise's face were going to be. So I just took some eyeshadow and lightly kind of mapped it out. So this way we're not locked into anything. We don't really have to erase. We can just add on and adjust as we go. Next, I'm going in with Bang Blush again, and I'm starting to shade the face with it. I went underneath the jawline initially, and then I did the cheekbones and the temple area, and I also did the forehead, and this shade was just perfect for this look. It really gave you that nice glowing red tone. And then to deepen the contour even more, I went back into the Naked Ultimate Basics palette, and I took that same shade that we used on the crease, and I deepened the contour along the cheekbones, the chin, the temples, and the forehead as well. Okay, so for the lips, I'm using the Glide On 24/7 lip liner in the color Gash. And first I'm lining the lips with it. And sorry about the mirror, guys. I didn't realize that it was in the way. So I lined the lips with it, and then I also went ahead and went over the lines that we created with the eyeshadow earlier. You can see that I wasn't very precise with it. There's kind of some gaps in between the lines, and I was expecting to go ahead and blend it out with the eyeshadow, but since this is a lip liner and it's meant to stay on and not smudge, I wasn't able to do that. So make sure that when you're applying it that you're clean with those lines so that everything looks nice and smooth. And then I also went ahead and filled in the rest of the lips with the liner. So next I took Bang Blush and I put it right over the lip liner, and I love how the lip liner maintained its form underneath the eyeshadow because it really just gave that nice glowing look. The fact that we're blending out the line and we're making it diffused makes this a lot easier than if we were to just paint a solid line. In my opinion, I feel like that's more difficult to make sure that the thickness is even and that it looks the same on both sides, but the blending kind of gives you a little bit more wiggle room. So I also added that blush around the eye area also, and then this is when I went back in with the pencil and just evened out those lines. To add even more depth, we're going in with the same shade that we used in the crease area, and I'm adding it around the whole area, in the middle of the line and just all the way around, and I thickened it around the lips too. Next, we're taking the black shade from the Naked Ultimate palette, the same one we used in the crease, and I'm using it to blend out the lower lash line, and then I also brought this down and blended it into the little, I don't know what those they're not quite tears, but those lines, and yeah, I'm just blending it downward. And I also added it to the little lines on the top of the eyebrows. Last but not least, I added it around the corners of the mouth and had it disappear into those lines, and this was really easy to shade. It just stuck right on to that lip liner and gave you a really cool gradient shaded smoky look. For the nose, we're going to use the same sequence that we have for shading the rest of this look, which is starting with the lighter shade first and then gradually going darker for that nice gradient look. And I'm really keeping the black at the bottom of the nose for a little contouring trick to try and make the nose look more lifted, even when we're Pennywise. To complete the eyes, I popped on a pair of lashes really quick, and then I finished them off using the Troublemaker mascara. To highlight, we're taking the light Naked Skin Shapeshifter palette, and we're going to highlight the inner tear duct areas of the eyes, the chin, and the nose. Also the lips to give that kind of 3D drawn on look. So this is where I decided that I wanted the brows to be thicker, so I'm going in again with my Perversion waterproof fine point eye pen, and I'm just going over that line and I'm kind of laying it flat and just pressing it into the skin and dragging it over the same line where I want it to be thicker. Next, I just added on a few finishing touches. I took a little bit of white paint and put it over each highlight area just to kind of make it pop a little more. And then I decided to deepen the black shading on the nose, and I did it in a different shape just to kind of make things look more cute and buttony. And the last and final step for this look is to add in some contacts. I just went with a straight yellow lens and I was all done. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I definitely had a lot of fun creating it. Make sure that you tag me in any of your recreations. I would love to see your guys' work. Please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video.